Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and thanks for watching the two Batman Begins videos. I figured I'd just wrap it up and do a little trilogy for you. It's not going to be to do with the 1/6 scale Batman anymore. He's up there back on the shelf. I did mention in the last video I was getting a little bit bored of looking at the Hot Toys quarter scale Batman Begins in the first night out look. It does look awesome, but I want to change him back to the full-on Batman look. So I'm also going to pad out his shoulders a little bit, put on a custom cape, and I'll just walk you through it as I'm doing it just for fun. And figured some of you out there might enjoy looking at that. So then we'll see him at the end back up on the shelf, looking very much kind of like the Enterbay one here, but I'm going to tweak the pose on him as well. He needs to be tidied up a bit. But I've actually got the Hot Toys quarter scale head on the necker body with the Enterbay belt and the Hot Toys head sculpt and mouth plate. So yeah, I'm going to take that apart because I'm going to need to take those parts back, which means that the Enterbay Batman up there will be getting his belt back because he's actually wearing the necker belt right now. So yeah, and I'm also make sure you go over and subscribe to the other channel, guys, the Figure Pit. Just uploading in a really cool video here, which obviously that's not the title yet. I need to figure out what to call it, but me and Nick basically modified these cool sideshow figures and made them into something really cool. They're going to be for sale on the website soon at www.thefigurepit.com. But it's a big 45-minute long video showing how we did it and the end results and everything. So it's on the Figure Pit YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe because there's plenty of good stuff on there. Right, let me get down to business. I haven't done a room tour since I got the Street Hawk stuff. There's a little sneak peek at that. That's the little Street Hawk section. Look at that. Nice. In between the horror icons and the werewolf section, which I love. Alright, so just a little cheeky peek. It's a nice little Street Hawk section there. If you don't know what Street Hawk is, have a look on YouTube, man. There's some good clips. There's an old 80s TV show that I saw growing up. Absolutely awesome. Like Knight Rider, but on a motorcycle, but even better. Right, what am I doing? Anything else to tell you, show you? Not really. No, that's it. There he is. There he is. The one causing all the mischief. Eh? And earlier today I resprayed my Hot Toys Toy Fair exclusive gauntlets, which is this one here, and I've left the Takara one on that side to kind of show you the difference. The Takara ones are quite shiny. Someone did mention they're a bit too shiny. I guess that's true depending on what picture you look at, but the majority of the pictures, they're not that shiny. So this is way more the kind of vibe I'm after. So that's that done. Here's the other one. This is the other repainted Hot Toys gauntlet, so I'll just put that on him now, and then he'll be one step closer to perfection. Alright, so there he is now with the repainted Hot Toys gauntlets rather than the Takara ones, but I do still like the Takaras. They sit a little bit more tight on his arm as well. I mean, these are nice and flush too, but I don't know. I like these. I guess they're more accurate, so I'll probably stick with this. So just put the Takara ones in storage. I'm sure I'll have use for you again someday. Right, and I got my Jackson XU custom drape cape, which I forgot how big this is. Damn. Yeah, so this is basically the cape that you have seen on the heavily modified and customized 1/6 scale, what was originally a Hot Toys Toy Fair exclusive. So ignore the box. That's thanks to Nick giving me his box there to display behind the figure. I do have the Toy Fair exclusive box, but it's just not as interesting to look at. This looks way nicer as far as I'm concerned. So but the same cape material, I'm pretty sure, exact same basically, but just quarter scale, so it's not too far from where we've already been. So comfort zone, just a bigger comfort zone. Where's the cape clips? They're on here. Hang on. There they are. So the cape clips for the Batman Begins look are actually kind of stitched into the cape itself, and then they just kind of hinge underneath the cowl on the Hot Toys figure, and then just stay in place. And it's just such a beautiful weight to it. It falls so naturally and perfectly. It's It's absolutely epic when it, you know, you get the wind going, it starts flapping about. Right. Yeah, and if you saw the last video, I'm still debating whether or not to change this belt. I wouldn't mind something a little bit more kind of that jumps out at you to break up all the black. But this one, I don't know. I don't know where this came from. I mean, obviously it's either Hot Toys or, well, it's got to be Hot Toys, because I have one other belt over there. That's the Medicom one. This is a bit of a mystery to me. I'm not sure exactly what figure this came with, as far as which version. It's got to be Batman Begins something. Maybe it was the Takara belt. Do you know what? One of these belts might be the Takara one. I forgot about that. Yeah, that might be a Takara belt then. Could be. Here's the old MMS Dark Knight head sculpt. The very first Christian Bale Dark Knight suit Batman that Hot Toys made. This head sculpt still holds up, man. This is a great sculpt. It was the proportions and the material, the kind of rubbery look that his suit had that first time out of the gate. That was what let it down, but the actual sculpt, I mean, obviously paint apps are better now, but I still think that looks good, especially from just like in front. If you get him tilted down a little bit, I mean he's in a brightly lit room right now. I mean, you know, you could try and get it a bit more cinematic. I'm sure it would enhance it, but I think that's a good sculpt, man. I mean, I've gone back on the Armory Batman here again. Ignore the box. Thanks Glenn Page for that box. Well, that's actually the box for the figure that this head sculpt came with. But now he's back to full-on Armory. Hot Toys back with the Armory head sculpt with the custom Jackson cape. I've decided to put the Medicom head back in the Batman drawer. So anyway, just thought I'd show you that. The original MMS Dark Knight head sculpt. That's just been in the drawer for the longest time, and it will go back in the drawer now. I don't know, does anyone want to buy that? I'll probably sell it because I don't need it. Make me an offer. Make me an offer, I don't refuse. So I just don't understand how much stuff has just appeared out of that drawer. Like, how many different Batman Begins heads do you want? I mean, what's that? Is that Enterbay? I think that's Enterbay. That's it. Look at that. It's so creepy. Looks like a severed Batman head in a bag. It's gone all seven. What's that? That's a bag full of stuff. That's the quarter scale Hot Toys Dark Knight Rises gear and goodies. This is that's the Enterbay Batman, because that's the only one that's ever come with the mangler that he uses on Scarecrow's van at the beginning of the Dark Knight. And I called it the garage in the last video where that scene happens. It's the car park, isn't it? Get it right. Think that there's that's, who's that? I think that's, oh, that is, believe it or not, because it looks that incredible, that is the NECA head sculpt. I repainted the mouth and the lips, the whole human part of the face. I repainted that. Did a damn fine job too. But that is actually the NECA sculpt. That's a great sculpt, man. We'll take a look at that. We've already done it. I've done it on the channel already, but you might be new. I mean, I've gone in depth before, folks, comparing things to other things. That's definitely, look at that, man. That's the Enterbay Batman head sculpt with the mouth plate and everything. Look at the eyes looking off to the side. Forget about it, man. Enterbay. Friggin' love those guys. I hope they come back strong one day. I don't know what they're up to now, but what's that? Oh, okay. So yeah, I got lots of 1, 2, 3, plus 4, 5 Batman Begins quarter scale heads. I mean, they don't all work on each body. You have to kind of experiment and stuff. It might be interesting just to compare for fun, because they're completely different scales, but you might be able to sort of see some differences in what the way different companies have handled the proportions of the cowl here. So Hot Toys Toy Fair exclusive, same one you're getting coming up unless changes are made. Let's see, here's the NECA head sculpt. You can see a really nice thickness when I tilt it forward like this. You're getting a nice, see, just basically think of the silhouette, the shape that it casts, and notice how thick that is. And from the side, yeah, my finger's in the way, a nice thickness there, and especially from the back, that is a lot more like the Ben Choi 1/6 scale head sculpt that I was showing you on the 1/6 scale Batman Begins figure up there on the shelf. From the back, this is way more like the custom head. And then the Hot Toys one, very kind of narrow and kind of comes up way too narrow at the top here. So that doesn't really seem to be accurate at all. Again, just a much wider, thicker look. That's the NECA one. So let's take a look at Enterbay, see what they did with their one. Alright, so here is one of the Enterbay head sculpts. They give you 3 of these and a Bruce Wayne head as well. It's absolutely just unprecedented at the time. It was so much love and respect was put into this figure from Enterbay. You gotta respect it, man. They really put their heart and soul into it. You could feel it, you could see it. It was a very impressive thing. Now obviously things have come a long way. I guess the paint that they used for these cows could have been better because it just marks quite easily. But thankfully it's very easy to repaint these. I've actually repainted one of these myself because like I said, you do get 3 of them. Each one has the eyes in a different position, but they're fixed in that position. That's why they gave you 3 cows, and obviously you got the interchangeable mouth plates that you can switch around for different looks. But they got the eye color correct, that kind of hazel color that Bale has, which Hot Toys are always giving him brown eyes or dark brown eyes. But yeah, Enterbay got it right the first time, and the realism on the mouth plates is just incredible. The likeness is absolutely dead on. Insane. It's an old figure now, but yeah, the back of the neck thick as hell, just like the NECA one. So you can see here as it comes up, just very thick, looks very movie accurate. And then again, the Toy Fair exclusive Hot Toys sculpt, the one that you're getting again with this 5th version coming up, just not right. Pinches in too much, gets really narrow. So now, the thing I mentioned before about the forehead on this, at certain angles it looks a bit weird, like it sticks out a bit too much, certain angles, but is that the case with this one? Let's see. Not really getting that effect. Maybe a little bit here, right there, a little bit bumpy. But, I don't know, it's such a good sculpt. They probably scanned this from like a real screen-used mask or something. So, let's see what the Enterbay one is doing as far as the forehead goes. See, that looks good. That's not jumping out at me. That looks pretty damn natural, and yeah, I don't know. That's debatable to the end of the, to the end of time. Could be the way I'm holding it, the way the light's hitting it. It's not fair. So, and then there is the Hot Toys head sculpt, which I will just get for you now. He's on the end, the NECA bastard. Okay, so here we have the Hot Toys quarter scale Batman Begins head sculpt. And this just feels in my hand, it instantly feels much thicker and just deeper. Like from the back here to the tip of that nose, that is just a thick Batman Begins look, and I love that. I mean, the thicker the better. It just looks more mean. Yeah, like see that tilt I give it. You've still got the nice kind of roundness to the head at the temples, and then coming down where the neck spreads out slightly askew, you get that proper panther look. See, folks, I've been, I'm obsessed with this movie. You don't understand. I know how it should look. I know a lot of you guys do too. So, god damn it, God damn it, folks. Let's go back to the Hot Toys one. See, it's just very narrow. You're just not getting the thickness. Not enough. Not enough goddamn thickness. You need the thickness. I need it. Let me just... There's bags everywhere. It's just guerrilla filmmaking, guys. It's just raw. That's all it is. But yeah, I mean, there's just a noticeable, much more thick side profile. I know, obviously, different scales, but it's obvious, man. You can see this is way more just condensed and long. Just longer. So it needs to, I mean, look at the ears, you can tell. They're longer ears than these ones. Yeah. So that's what I was hoping, because with the Armory version of the Dark Knight 1/6 scale Hot Toys figure, they seem to have shrunk down the quarter scale Hot Toys Dark Knight Rises. They seem to have shrunk that down. And that's what I was expecting to happen if they did make another 1/6 scale Begins, and it would look like this. But they didn't even bother doing that. They just gave you that again. Well, this was not what the video was supposed to be about. The video was supposed to be about setting you back up as full-on Batman. So that's what I'm going to get back to now, but maybe I should just upload this as a separate video. I think I'll probably... bollocks, I'll just do it all as one. And I'll just give you a quick look at all of these. Obviously, like I said, there's 3 of these Enterbay heads, but they're all the same sculpt, so just the one is necessary here. So you got Enterbay, NECA, Hot Toys, huge difference there, and then the old Hot Toys 1/6 scale head. But damn it, like when I just looked at it there, that is considerably. I mean, the bear in mind, because this is kind of like a soft plastic cowl by NECA. Once it goes on the figure, this back bit would, I can't do it really one-handed, but it would spread back like that, and I guess that would give the impression of a thicker neck, because it kind of, see what it does there when I let go? So it needs to be on the body to represent its full thickness. And yeah, that's what you got to do, folks. Make sure when you head out onto those streets at night, you present your full thickness. Yeah. I'm grumpy. I'm grumpy. And I've got the thickness. That's right, baby. Real thickness. He sure does. It's the thickest of the bunch. And fair play to you, NECA, for £100. You know, was it $130 maybe? £100 figure. Absolutely excellent sculpt. Well done with that. And my beloved Enterbay was so good to me back in the day when I did some videos for him. They sent this figure my way to showcase for you guys, and made a man's dreams come true. But yeah, all right, let's get back to the point of the video. But just so that you see, that might be interesting for you. Definitely some major differences between them all. Which one do I think is honestly the most accurate? Well, as much as I love the thickness, you know I love the thickness, but that might be a little bit much. Little bit much for like how it actually was. And I've actually got, thanks to my buddy Carl, I've got a Batman Begins mask over there, so I know what it really looks like. So I'd have to say Enterbay, really. You know, I think Enterbay did an incredible job. I think all in all, you know, there's a whole backlog of videos about this very subject where I go into more details about the suit on each figure and which one is more accurate in the capes and all that stuff. But right now, thinking about it, a bit more experience, I think Enterbay absolutely nailed it. Yes, sir. But I do really love me some thickness, and that sure is thick. Certain angles, I mean, it's obviously perfect, it's brilliant, but it might be a little bit too thick. What do you think, folks? Those of you that are into this kind of thing, what say ye? Let it be known in the comments section. I miss Gandalf. He was fun, wasn't he? Hello, everybody. There he is. The old first night out Batman from Batman Begins. Awesome looking piece. I just kind of miss seeing him, because like I've said, and like I've shown you, the cowl on the Hot Toys Batman Begins is really thick, so if you turn him a little bit to the side on display with the cape on and everything, he just looks so mean. Damn shame they didn't give you the moving eyes with this one. Like I said before, they did give you moving eyes with that one, but not with Batman Begins, which came out after that one. So you'd expect, you know, evolution, not the opposite, going backwards. You know, once you establish something and it's received well by your customers, you don't take it away. You improve on it and keep doing it, man. Not on something like this, the Bruce Wayne head. That's better as just a full sculpted eye head sculpt situation. But on a Batman cowl, especially Batman Begins, it needs moving eyes. So before I do change it, I'll put them on the rotating base here, and you can just get a look at this as it comes around. Now, I do quite like the shine off the suit on the Hot Toys version. It's not like that on the Enterbay quarter scale Begins suit figure. It's a much more matte finish, which does seem to be the more movie accurate of the two choices. But I've definitely seen some pictures of the Batman Begins suit looking just like this, with that slight sheen to it. Who knows, maybe when it, you know, was fresh brought on the set, because they said, you know, the cowls, because they were molded with black foam rather than white and then painted or whatever, it made them a lot more susceptible to damage and marks and scratches, and it must have been a nightmare trying to keep these suits and the cowls fresh looking for the set. But anyway, I think it looks cool. I think it certainly contrasts beautifully with the gold of the harness and the belt. and the proportions are really good. You know, he's got a butt. Some figures don't have butts, but this one definitely does. And he's got the kind of shoulders and the back muscles. It's all there. I mean, it's the Nomex survival suit doing all the work, really. But you know, let's tilt his head down a little bit. But really, really good Bruce Wayne head under that ski mask. You can really tell it's him, even though you can only see the eyes and the mouth. So very, very awesome work with that. And then come round a bit closer. So yeah, definitely Bale under the mask. Yeah, definitely a cool look, and I'll probably put it back like this sometime in the future again, but just kind of craving that full-on Batman Begins Batman look lately with this piece. So I'll take one last look for now. Right, I might have mentioned this already in the video, but I'm going to add a tiny bit of cotton padding underneath the cape on his shoulders, because if you've seen my old videos on this piece and putting the custom Jackson cape on there, there is this kind of, because of the rounded off kind of shoulder section here and the slight dip here, you get a bit of an annoying look of just the wrong kind of shape. You want to have more of just a straight kind of slant down transition. So rather than there and then the dip and then up again, that's not what you want for when the cape's resting, because the cape is so thin from Jackson. It's got beautiful flow to it, but it is very thin material. I've tried my custom velvet cape, which is on the Enterbay Batman up there, and that's thicker because it's velvet and you don't need to pad it. It just naturally looks perfect when the custom velvet cape is on this figure. But the Jackson one with the much thinner kind of silky material, you do need to do a little bit of padding in that little inner section here between the edge of his arm here and the neck, along the collarbone area basically. So one should be enough. I'm going to cut that in half and then just hopefully that should be enough. So let me start taking his harness off. Yeah, I really had to give that a good tugging to get that off. That's what. So that is off. I just need the Hot Toys head. Does that need a connection? Oh yeah, I need to find the connector for that. Connector! Alright. Connector! I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to just put you in my top pocket for a minute. I'm just taking off the harness. I thought you'd want to see me do it. Got to take it down off his legs. You see that? Probably not. It's in my pocket, the phone. So he's kind of naked now. He's only got his boots and his gauntlets on and not much else. He hasn't even got a head or a neck. But he does have a grapnel gun, which is more than I can say for you. 1/6 scale, 5th version. That pocket footage actually turned out really good. I'll have to bear that in mind next time. So there he is. Let's get the cape on here. Let's figure out how much of this we need to get a nice straight transition without this dip. Because like I said, the thin material on the Jackson cape is quite unforgiving with that section there. So I'm just going to pad it out a little bit. I guess I'll just leave it resting underneath the cape, you know. I'm not going to be sticking it down to this suit or anything. I'm just going to leave it sitting there and then let the cape rest on top. Alright, and there he is with the head back on. Just to let you see how he looks without the belt or the cape. So proportion wise, compared to the size of the head, and it is, like I've said, it's a big thick head. Seeing it in the side profile here, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it does seem to be a little bit too thick. I mean, got to be honest, I do love it, but sometimes it looks a little bit insanely thick, but I do like it. I like that about it. He's leaning forward a little bit. Straighten your back, son. There we go. There we go. Very animalistic, isn't it? Very, very interesting. The Beast. Okay, so we basically just need something about that wide. You don't want it to get any bigger on this bit. You want it to... Yeah, so okay. I'll just have to cut out a much thinner section to just kind of put there like that. Alright, so I've done one side, needs finessing. You want about that thickness really, and then I just stuff it in the problem area. Does get a bit, maybe this is old cotton wool, I don't know, it's been in the drawer a long time. It's a bit kind of getting this powdery kind of effect coming from it, so be careful with that. Let me stuff the other side here, and then I'll be done. All black, no belt. Pure stealth. Looks pretty cool. Folks, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's too thick, and it doesn't stay in place. I don't know how to... Maybe I could wedge it. Nah, because you need this to be flush to the suit to get the clips for the custom cape to stay in place. It needs to be pinching it down. So I can't wedge this under there to get it to stay in position, because once I put this into the groove here to get the nice kind of, see, get rid of that kind of dip here, once I put the cape on and start trying to get the cape in position, this kind of starts going back here, and you're like, no, come back, and you're trying to do it with your finger while the cape's on top. It's a nightmare. Plus I'm getting all this weird white stuff everywhere, so I'm going to abandon that. And so let's just get the Jackson cape on there and the Hot Toys belt back on, and then he'll be finished. But you can see once the cape goes on, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's just not how that should look. As far as, it's not the cape's fault, no offense to Jackson, this is an amazing cape. You're just getting this gap and then a sunken in, and then the arm comes up here again, so you're getting this kind of whoop kind of thing, and it should be just the head sculpt and then the neck comes down and then the arms. It creates this kind of panther look from the back. So I'll have to figure out how to fix that. I'll find something to stuff under there. It's annoying because because these are hinged underneath the cowl, the moment you touch them, like, they'll just kind of fall off, and you have to keep putting them back. So starting to remember why I put you as the first night outlook now, mister. It's all coming back to me. Alright, well, there he is, all Batmaned up again, and because of the lack of a fix for the shoulder situation, I'm just going to put the cape over the shoulders and just use this figure for displaying the suit in all its glory, which I think it does really, really well. And then as I have done in the past, I use the Enterbay Beast to represent that more brooding cape wrapped around him look. So that works out good. So we'll put him back on display. Oh, he's heavy. He's heavy. Make sure I get a good grip. Come on, mister. Oh, little glint in the eye there. And just make sure, get me footing sorted. There we go. Maybe, oh, do you know what? I could have used, now again, comes down to the cape clips though, doesn't it? Because I got this cape, again, a custom velvet one. That was a wired velvet cape from Jackson. I took the wires out, so it was just a draped velvet cape, and that works great on him. There he is, and everything's looking very orange, so let me just fix that. There we go. Pro mode on the old Samsung Galaxy. Look at that. Yeah, that looks fantastic. Excellent. So there it is, job done, and there is the Dark Knight Rises, and the Beast, and a headless NECA figure, so that'll have to come down, I guess. Maybe I'll put a different head sculpt on the NECA one. Maybe I'll just put the NECA head on the NECA figure. That makes sense. I might do that. Let's do that. Let's put you on there, sir. Bring the brightness up a little bit for you. Sorry, stuff everywhere. A bit messy. So yeah, I might. Ooh, that actually looks pretty damn cool. Okay, well, I'll put you back on that. I'm not going to do that in this video, folks, because I'm starving. I'm going to make some sausage rolls. Got Greg's sausage rolls from Iceland. Put them in the oven. Don't know if you like a sausage roll, fellow UK people, but I love a sausage roll. Me, a couple of chips, a bit of tomato ketchup, and soft drink. Ooh, lots of ice, please. And yeah, like my sausage rolls, I like them nice and well done and crunchy and crispy. But then when you're cutting into them, they start crumbling around all over the place, and you're losing all your pastry. Last night I discovered something. Not just a pretty face, more to me than just looks, folks. The trick is get it in the oven, let it defrost a bit, 5 minutes, and then cut it into, use the lines of the pastry that's already on the roll, just cut them into little sections, so that when you do take it out and it's all crispy and done, you don't have to dick about cutting it, it's all done. Just put it in your face and eat it. Anyway, I think this video for the figure pit is bound to be done by now. Yes, that is done. I just need to figure out what the hell we're going to call this video now. But look out for this one on the Figure Pit channel, folks. That's a damn good video. Look at that, 44 minutes and 58 seconds of pure awesomeness. Prepare yourselves. you still ain't going to be ready. Alright folks, well thanks for watching the Batman Begins stuff. I hope you found it useful and it's been fun making it for you. I always love doing the Batman Begins videos, and that looks fantastic from the side profile. Really cool. Alright, so hope you enjoyed them. Back with you soon. Drop a like on the video, make sure you subscribe. Always more coming soon, so thanks guys. We'll catch you on the next one.